The symphony. Complete and this perspective is not force experience lies a world of vibrant joy, a symphony of creativity, camaraderie. It is a joy that cannot this essay does not aim to ignore the difficulties and celebrate the joyful moments, the noble spiritual values that sprout and blossom. The joy of conquering technical challenges, and above all, creative minds and enthusiastic hearts that have come together. The heart of reinforced concrete, the flowers of happiness are always quiet. Joy in construction does not begin with the sound of the drill or the first swing of a pickaxe. It originates much earlier in a much numbers and incomprehensible symbols. But to those in the industry, just an ink stroke. It is the embodiment of a future home, a window frame with a welcome warning sign, or a family together. The first joy is the joy of visualization, of imagination. When the engineer and project manager receive a set of blueprints, they don't just see dry pictures, they see the soul of the structure. The window here should be widened to capture the view perfectly. The electrical system should be laid out like this to optimize convenience and safety. Each discussion, each adjustment is not an argument. Each step towards a more perfect version of the dream. The joy here is the joy of intellectual resonance, when multiple minds focus on a single goal, collectively nurturing a common idea. Every time he will make it. The mason sees every row of bricks he will lay, every section will fall into a plastic. The cleaning worker sees the clean, pristine final product which will help create the artist. The blueprint creates a clear objective in the vast and somewhat chaotic space of the construction site. It brings instead of one turning the language of symbols and numbers on paper into the language of the melody of beginning. If the blueprint is the dream, containing the joy of a new beginning. When the shovel blade is like a commitment, promise to the entire team. We will transform this piece of land into a valuable structure. The swoosh of the shovel hitting the earth, the rustling sound of sand falling, all become real. In that moment, everyone feels a sense of solemnity. The investors smile with comfort. workers, they feel the weight of responsibility, but are also filled with excitement. The empty plot of land before them is no longer an inanimate space. From this point on, it has become the project, our work. Successful harvest in the future. It is a pure, optimistic feeling. The construction site begins to transform. The true sounds of construction. Hard hats of various colors, turning the site into a living canvas of labor. There is a unique joy in witnessing the transformation of the landscape. A wild, overgrown piece of land is leveled and clearly defined in just a few days. The visible change, day by day, hour by hour, brings an immediate sense of satisfaction. This is the joy of action, turning potential energy into kinetic energy. The massive machines, under the skillful control of human hands, are performing the heaviest tasks, paving the way for more delicate work. The coordination between man and machine, between muscle power and mechanical might, creates an energetic opening dance on the site. Every engine roar, every scoop of earth is a note in the melody of beginnings, a melody that promises a great structure is gradually taking shape.
Chapter 3, The Orchestra on Site, The Joy of Collaboration.
A building is never the product of a single.
All right, Tyler, first time driving a forklift. I want you to pick up this container right over here and put it over there. Got it? One less and he's ready to go. Be careful of the customer's truck over here, okay? A little to your right. To your right. No, Tyler, to your right. Brakes.
Passes up a steel pole. The person above only needs a glance to apprentice watches and learns. And plumbing team, the painting team. Each has an irreplaceable role. The joy of collaboration also comes from the mutual respect among these different trades. The electrician, when running wires, will be careful not to affect the structure just completed by the masonry team. He will wait for the plaster layer from the masonry team to dry completely before starting his work. The formwork team knows that their precision will determine the straightness and beauty of the concrete wall layer. There are brief but constructive challenges. Hey, masonry team, please leave a hole here for us to run the plane. Let us know when it's done so our steel team can get to work. These requests are always met with willingness, because they understand that the quality of one person's work directly affects the next, and ultimately, the quality of the entire project. This joy is the joy of a micro-society, where every individual has value and is respected for their skills. It erases distinctions, creating an egalitarian work environment where the common goal is character. The feeling of trusting creates a tremendous collective strength, and a seemingly separate tasks into a continuous and harmonious process. 3.3. The silent conductor. For this orchestra to perform perfectly, the role of the conductor is indispensable. Supervising engineers, the site managers, they can correctly hear the drum. They are ones who Their joy is a comprehensive one. They are happy when they see the foundation Their joy is the joy of witnessing a complex plan on paper gradually being realized smoothly in the field. They are the problem solvers. They are the ones to adjust the work schedule to ensure safety and progress. Play its most wonderful melodies. Chapter 4, Precious Breaks, the rest is in music. In the midst of strenuous working hours, the short breaks let employee reveals itself in its most genuine form. These are the necessary rests in the noisy symphony of the construction site. Time is everything. Hastily brewed in an old aluminum can. In the shade of a new building, simply sitting with stacks of bricks, they share stories from their everyday lives. These stories are not always about work. They talk about their children at home, the harvest season in their hometown, the football match from the night before. The distance between master craftsman and apprentice. But also their thoughts and worries. The construction site is not just a workplace, but it's a second family.
This is the first time I saw this machine. It is awesome.
Or is everything all right at home? It's incredible how they connect. These relationships make the hard work more bearable, because they know they are not alone. They spread out an old tarp and sit together in a circle. The meal becomes a miniature. Yesterday, have a few. Uncle, have some of my pickled eggs. Spontaneous offerings. That's back. They talk animatedly. The sound of their laughter and chatter comes out from the workers' culture. Despite life's hardships, they are still willing to share what they have with one another. It is these connected lunch breaks that weave the strong threads of affection, turning strangers and colleagues into close friends and brothers. 4.3. The short but peaceful nap. After lunch comes a precious few dozen minutes. It is a peaceful sleep. The steady snoring of a friend nearby. The gentle in their muscles. When they wake up, though perhaps still a bit their work with renewed energy. These rests, though brief, if the joy of collaboration comes from the relationship between people, there is another, deeper, and more personal joy that comes from the relationship between worker and employee. It is the joy of mastery, of commanding skills and materials, of transforming raw elements into perfect products. It's a dance. His left hand scoops just the right amount of mortar. Perfectly straight. For him, building a wall is not just satisfied smile. That wall, to him, is a masterpiece. It is a testament to his patience, his meticulousness, and the experience of being in it for decades. This joy is the joy of perfection, pursuing precision down to the millimeter. It is the flow state of the computer is completely immersed in space, using practical magic in the screen. There is only him, the desire to create an absolute straight line. It is a pure joy. Before starting, he will often stroke the surface of a wooden plank. His joy comes from turning a rough, gnarled piece of wood into an exquisite door frame. Creating mortises and tenons that fit together perfectly without a single nail. This is the joy of creation, leaving life to the He doesn't just work with wood, he verses it. He respects every grain, trying to preserve its natural beauty while shaping it to his will. When he fits a door into its frame and it aligns perfectly, opening and closing smoothly and silently, it is a moment of pure peace. That result is not just an art, it is a successful dialogue between the human hand and the soul of the wood.
Künstler nachführen Woodworker diese Ideen
In the corner of the iron workshop, sparks from polished welding machines fly like fireworks. The ironman, hidden behind his protective mask, is performing his own precise welds, connecting separate pieces of iron into a solid frame.
Dave. Oh, Dave!
The building, into an ornate balcony railing, brings a sense of power and pride. He knows that the behind him is classical the frame made by his hands that gives strength and longevity to the entire structure. He is the one who creates the The work of electricians and plumbers is often hidden. Like a spider's web. He calculates, connects, and ensures everything is absolutely safe and scientific. His greatest moment is when the project is complete, he flips the main circuit breaker, and the entire building lights up. The first time electric light fills the newly built rooms has a special magic. It's not just physical light, it's a simple light that monitors. Everyone will walk in pipes and valves. His joy comes when he turns on the main water valve. Clean water flows to every faucet in the building without a single leak. This joy is the joy of functioning, bringing convenience and vitality to the space. They are the ones who create the circulatory system and the nervous system of the house. Though their work is not easily seen, they know that without them, the building would just be a lifeless shell. And the feeling of being the one who brings life is a quiet but immense pride. Chapter 6. Conquering challenges, joy and hardship. The construction industry is not always smooth sailing. It is fraught with challenges, from harsh weather and on-site problems to complex technical puzzles. However, precisely the process of facing and overcoming these
Der Januar A-Dialogie bis Nietzsche.
The construction site is an open space, completely exposed to the elements. Therefore, workers must constantly be in dialogue with the sun, wind, and rain. On scorching summer days, joy is not as they splash water on each other to cool down. Under harsh weather brings a sense of pride in one's own endurance. They switch to indoor tasks, covering materials, and after a downpour, the air becomes fresh and cool.
Oh merde!
The puzzle solvers on site. Reality does not always. The batch of materials has slightly different dimensions than specified. Such engineers and experienced master craftsmen gather together. They don't What if we reinforce the foundation in this area? We could reroute to compensate. The joy here is the joy of creativity. It not only solves the immediate issue, but also affirms their competence and experience. They are inventors, true problem solvers. 6.3. The joy of completing a difficult task. In every project, there are always phases that are considered the. It could be pouring a massive concrete slab in a single, continuous operation, requiring the coordinated effort of dozens of people for many hours. It could be installing a complex steel structure at great heights. The process of carrying out these phases sweat pouring down, but no one dares to be careless. The foreman constantly gives signals. Teams coordinate like a weapon. Being part of a swiftly running machine, where each person is a vital link, brings a deep sense of pride and connection. They are not just colleagues, they are comrades. 3.2. The steel frame team, the formwork team, the masonry team, the electrical and plumbing team. The electrician, when running wires, will be careful not to affect the structure just completed by the masonry team. Precision will determine the straightness and beauty of the concrete wall later on. There are brief but constructive exchanges. Hey, masonry team, please leave a hole here for us to run the pipes. Formwork, let us know when you're done so our steel team can get to work. These requests are always met with willingness, because they understand that the quality of one person's work directly affects the next, and ultimately, the quality of the entire project. This joy is the joy of a micro-society, where work environment where the common goal is paramount. The feeling of trusted and being trusted creates a tremendous collective strength, turning seemingly separate tasks into continuous and unbelievable process. 3.3. The silent conductor. For this orchestra, their joy is a comprehensive. They are happy when they see the different teams coordinating seamlessly. Their joy is the joy of witnessing a complex They are the problem solvers, the connectors between departments. When there is a conflict between the electrical and plumbing teams, they are the ones to mediate, finding the optimal solution for both. When the weather is unfavorable, they are the ones to adjust the work schedule to ensure safety and progress. The sight of a complex machine operating smoothly coordination and satisfaction. It is the joy of the leader, the guide, watching their orchestra play its most wonderful melodies. Chapter 4, Precious Breaks, the rest is in the music. In the midst of strenuous working hours, the short breaks are when joy reveals itself in its most genuine and warm form. These are the necessary rest in the noisy symphony of the construction site, the time for everyone to recharge and strengthen their camaraderie. 4. Strong tea, hastily brewed in an old aluminum can. Are not always about work. They talk about their children at home. Bursts of hearty laughter ring out, chasing away fatigue. One person shares a cigarette with the person next to them. Another pours a hot cup of tea for a friend. In these moments, the distance between master craftsmen and apprentice disappears. All that remains is human connection, rustic and sincere. The joy of not just tea and cigarettes, but also their thoughts and worries. The construction site